the fiery orator, the controversial leader, the figure who both inspired and divided a nation. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary life of Malcolm X, a man whose journey from a troubled youth to a global icon is a story of radical transformation. This isn't just a history lesson. It's the story of a powerful voice that continues to echo through the decades. Born Malcolm Little in 1925, his early life was marked by tragedy and hardship. His family faced constant threats from white supremacist groups, and his father's death, ruled an accident, was believed by the family to be a murder. These formative experiences planted the seeds of his later activism. After his mother was institutionalized, Malcolm was placed in foster care. He was a bright student, but his dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed when a teacher told him it was no realistic goal for an N-word. This moment of profound disillusionment pushed him down a different path. As a young man in Boston and Harlem, he fell into a life of crime. It was a world of hustling, gambling, and burglary that eventually landed him in prison at the age of 20. But prison, paradoxically, became his salvation and his university. It was there he encountered the teachings of the Nation of Islam, a black nationalist movement led by Elijah Muhammad. He devoured books in the prison library, educating himself on history, philosophy, and religion. He famously said, "My alma mater was books, a good library. I could spend the rest of my life reading, just satisfying my curiosity." This period of intense self-education forged a new man. Upon his release in 1952, he shed his slave name Little and adopted the X to symbolize his lost African ancestral name. As Malcolm X, he rose rapidly through the ranks of the Nation of Islam. His charisma, intelligence, and powerful speaking style made him the organization's most influential and prominent minister. He preached black pride, self-reliance, and the separation of black and white Americans, sharply critiquing the non-violent approach of the mainstream civil rights movement. His famous line, "By any means necessary," encapsulated his belief that black people should defend themselves against white aggression. He was a polarizing figure, feared by many white Americans, but revered by many black Americans, who felt their anger and frustration finally had a voice. However, Malcolm's journey was far from over. A growing disillusionment with Elijah Muhammad, both personally and ideologically, led to a dramatic split in 1964. This break marked another profound transformation. He embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj, which completely reshaped his worldview. In the holy city, he saw Muslims of all races, white, black, brown, and yellow, interacting as equals. This experience shattered his belief in racial separatism. He wrote from Mecca, "I have eaten from the same plate, drunk from the same glass, and slept in the same bed, with fellow Muslims whose eyes were the bluest of blue, whose hair was the blondest of blonde, and whose skin was the whitest of white." He returned to the United States as El-Hajj Malik El-Shabbat with a new, more inclusive vision. He founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity and began to advocate for black rights on an international stage, framing it as a human rights issue, not just a civil rights issue. He was now willing to work with leaders of all races who were genuinely committed to justice, but this evolution made him a target. On February 21st, 1965, while preparing to speak in Harlem, he was assassinated. He was only 39 years old. Malcolm X's life was a testament to the power of growth and change. From Malcolm Little to Malcolm X to El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, his journey reflects a relentless search for truth and justice. Though his life was cut short, his legacy as a fearless advocate for black dignity and human rights endures, continuing to inspire people all over the world to question, to learn, and to fight for a better world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through a pivotal piece of history. If you found this story as compelling as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.